You've already talked a little bit about how you've been received about companies, but if there's one thing you wanted to communicate to a decision maker sitting here across from them, if they're watching this, hopefully, and if you are, make sure to like and subscribe, and stick around for other great games that will help your organizations. But what would you communicate to them, Nigel? What would be like the thing that they, the hammer to break through that wall of that company is going to choose the flow system over all the other things? What would it be?
That's an interesting question, and my answers don't tend to be short and sweet. And I could use some silly things like, if you tried the rest, then if you tried the rest, then try the best. But it's none of that nonsense at all. But if you're truly, truly serious about changing the way your organization functions and operates, you need to go beyond the simple techniques that are presented in the typical 2-day classes from the normal sort of organizational folks, such as Scrum, Agile, Kanban, all valuable techniques, and your team should learn them. I'm not decrying any of them, I still teach them. Your team should learn them. But if you truly want to understand how to affect organizational change, you need to go a lot deeper and a lot broader. And you're not going to get that, unfortunately, from siloed or fixed closed system type thinking. You need to think much broader than that. And the flow system provides you with the understanding and comprehension of how these different helixes intertwine with each other. And I guess this is the final word on that. When I created this diagram, and I was going to tell you this the last time we spoke, but when I created this, I think the only clever thing I did was draw 3 intertwined lines, this triple helix. And it was one of the guys who was working for me. And Dan, if you're out there and you listen to this, you'll know who you are. And he walked past my desk one day when I was drawing this, and he says, "I like your DNA structure." And that was where it came from, the DNA of organizations, the triple helix flow. Because if an organization is trying to do any of these bits independently, you won't solve your problems. Organizations are complex entities, the complex adaptive systems. You can't just go throw an agile technique or Scrum or something similar at it and expect magical things to happen. And the thing with SAFe, it goes and imposes a bunch of stuff they've copied off everybody else and rebranded, renamed, but they don't do anything about how the organization functions or works, and they don't tackle the things that actually need to be tackled. So if you really want to transform your organization, in using those words that people like to use, you really want effective organizational change, and you want to be able to respond rapidly to the disruptive innovators and become the disruptive innovators, you need to think beyond the agile echo chamber and look a bit deeper into some of these tools and techniques. And I mentioned earlier, we have a number of companies engaging with us already. And only on Wednesday of this week, as we're recording this, and this is 3rd week in March, on Wednesday of this week, I actually delivered a 4-hour workshop to 140 senior leaders and managers and executives in a major international bank, teaching them this material as a precursor to a long-term leadership academy program they're going through, where I'll be involved at various different levels, helping them learn some of these things to affect real change in an organization. That's the message to companies out there. Still learn the lean and agile and Scrum stuff, very important. And in fact, the lean is the root of a lot of this other stuff anyway. So go learn that sort of TPS lean thinking. But you've got to go a lot broader and a lot deeper into some of these constructs and concepts if you truly want to affect organizational change, the type of change that a lot of people are talking about. They talk about transformation. It's a longer answer than a couple of sentences, but I think, you know me.
Yeah, I understand.